Hey guys, hope you're having a great Friday. We're going to be continuing today our series this week, 5 ways that we can be more unified. And today we're going to be talking about one that's very important, one that I think is very important, and it's that we need to count the cost of disunity. So what does it mean if we're going to be disunified? What is that going to mean? How is that going to show in our lives and in our community of Christians? How is that going to show to people who aren't saved what we believe and how we're acting in unity together? So I want to look at 2 passages today, and the first one is going to be in Ephesians 4, 2 through 6. So if you have your phones or your Bibles or whatever you have, just go ahead and turn there, and we're going to read that short passage and then another one after that. So Ephesians 4, verse 2 through 6, it says, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is only one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father over all, who is over all and through all and in all." So we see here that we have one faith, one God, one baptism, and God is in all, through all, and He is in everything that we do, and He should be the one influencing us and be driving our motives in the church. I know you guys have seen probably a lot of stuff going on Facebook and on social media and all over the news and all over media everywhere about people arguing and fighting about 2 different things that may not even be completely important. And we see a lot of it going on even among Christians, people fighting among things and about things that aren't even important, and they kind of seem disunified in the goal of spreading the gospel, which is the goal of the church. Which that leads me to the next passage that I want to read. It's in 1 Timothy chapter 1, and it's verses 3 through 5. And that says, "As I urged you," this is Paul talking to Timothy, "as I urged you when I went into Macedonia, stay there in Ephesus so that you may command certain people not to teach false doctrines any longer or devote themselves to myths and endless genealogies. Such things promote controversial speculation rather than advancing God's work, which is by faith. The goal of this command is love, which comes from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith." Paul is writing to Timothy, and he's talking about the people in Ephesus, and the people in Ephesus in that church, they're fighting over things that don't matter. They're fighting over things that people are saying is more important than the gospel, and they're completely just disunified, and they're not doing the mission of the church, which is to share the gospel, which Paul says they're doing that rather than advancing God's work, which is by faith. I think we need to count the cost of disunity when we're fighting each other. You can have different opinions. You just don't want that to come between you and your faith with God and with the unity of the church. So I want you all to really consider how that can affect our lives and our community, and how that shows our faith and our testimony to people who aren't saved, and how they can look at the church and see our faith and us living our faith by being unified with one another. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you again tomorrow for another Devo.